Welcome to my channel. This is going to be my actual first legit story time in a car. So I'm not gonna drive and do story times because I don't have a good spot for my phone right now. So I'm just kind of going with just stopping and gonna sit here and do a little story time with the cooler on. So hopefully the air won't be a problem. I know these new iPhones are pretty good quality, so hopefully it picks up pretty well. And I'm really sorry about the lighting. I put the little, I forgot those things are called. I don't know, those sun blocker things on the side, and it's not really doing a whole lot for me. It makes me look stupid right now. I look like my son. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so this is like my real first time trying to do a sit down video and talking. I always I get so distracted and confused, and I always forget what I'm saying. I get distracted. So anyways, so bear with me with the story. The story is pretty to the point. It is something that's happened to me within this month, or no, was last month, March 12th of 2019, and it was a very extreme, memorable, horrible memory. That's something that's happened to me in my apartment building. So the day of, I had a pretty much typical day. I was at home hanging out. I think I was actually playing on TikTok because I've been kind of into it lately, and I had to go pick up my son. He doesn't live that far, he doesn't go to school that far, and I know I had to pick him up in a little bit. I like to get a little early so I can wait in line, because you have a little line thing you have to pick up your kids. So anyways, I was about to leave. It was I don't know, what time was it? It was 2 something. I think it was 2:30. I usually pick up my son around that time. My phone, I think, might fall. Don't fall, please. I really am sorry about the lighting. Right now, this whole situation has been a pain in the ass. My other apartment has this horrible lighting, and yeah, I need to get myself settled, and I'm gonna try to start doing little videos once in a while. I really want to do story times because I have so many interesting story times. So, but anyways, I'm gonna continue with the story because yeah, like me, I always get distracted. Okay, so anyways, I was about to pick up my son. Anyways, I finally left, and it was I don't know, 2:30, 2:40, something like that. And he gets out at 2:50. So, you know, and it's just right around the corner, so it's not a big deal. So I left. I was sitting in line, and I was kind of the end because I got there kind of late. I remember getting there kind of late because I wasn't feeling good. My stomach was hurting, and I was kind of irritated. And a bus hit me. Not extreme like that. I was in my car, and he kind of hit my butt, he tapped me. I was like, what the heck? And I was so kind of irritated. I'm I hope he didn't just mess up my car, because he hit me pretty good. He pushed me. I was oh my god, okay, well, let me go find a parking spot and go talk to the front desk or whatever. And I'm gonna see if I can try to get closer, because this is hurting my back sitting like this for a long period of time. So okay, that made it worse because you can't see my face now. Okay, so yeah, anyways, I went in. So yeah, I found a parking spot after circling around for 2 minutes, and I went in and talked to them, and the room was really nice and everything. They're well, do you want their information? And I looked at the car, and it looked fine. It was just a couple scratches, and I was okay, whatever. This is some bad luck today. The night before, I was having horrible nightmares. I wasn't able to sleep well. I was having this weird anxiety feeling. I never get anxiety either. I have really bad depression, but I don't have anxiety. But I was having these really weird feelings, and someone told me that I've had anxiety attacks before, because I've had this other time, whatever, I'm not gonna get into it. But so I was just really tired and wasn't really feeling good, and I just felt like I had horrible luck this day. Anyway, so I finally pick up my son, and we drive back home. And while I was driving home, I was getting a lot of calls, and I was why is everyone calling me today? Why am I so popular? What the heck? And so I finally picked up one that didn't, it kind of looked familiar, and I was why is all these people calling me? And so I picked up one of the phone calls, and it was an old friend of mine. We stopped talking a while back, and we still occasionally talk, but we don't really talk often because we're not really that close anymore. But I picked up, and she was all hey, are you home? And I'm no, I'm just picking up my son. What's up? Hi, what do you want? And she was just she told me, so my apartment was crashed into. When she told me that, I was what? Is this a joke? What? What? That's not funny. I was saying that to her, and she's no, really, are you home? And I'm I'm almost there. I was just right around the corner. And when I was turning in, I didn't see anything at first. I was oh, there's nothing. And then when I kept going in, police cars everywhere, and everyone was outside, and there was a truck in my apartment, and it was in my bedroom. like a little bit of my son's bedroom, but my beautiful bedroom. So yeah, that was intense. So I drove in, and I was crying. I was like, I cannot hold my, like, that, something like that, because my home to me is so much more special when you put so much time into your home, and that's my getaway place. It's how I feel like safe and stuff. And it was just, I had so much special stuff in there, and I had like a lot of expensive things. Like I bought really nice bed, a nice bed, and because I have back issues and stuff like that. So it was like really important to me. Like I just like all these emotions. And then it didn't even dawn on me right away that all my cats, I have 3 cats and 1 dog, were in there. And when that dawned on me, I started freaking out. Like, my animals are in there. And then I have a couple friends out here. Everyone's like really cool to the most part. I mean, there's getting more new people, and they're kind of like, ugh. But some of the other people I've known for a while, and they're really sweet and caring, and they know me by like my name, and they know my animals by their name to the most part, other than my cats. They don't all, like, not everyone knows my cats, but my dog, I'll actually show you him because he's really cute, and he deserves a little Oscar because he's so adorable, and the sun's right in his eyeballs. Huh? Get closer. You see little big bubbly eyes, and he's little pink. I put little pink on him, huh? These little pink toenails. Can I just paint them? He's sleeping in here. That's why I put the cooler on because I didn't want him to get too hot. But he always goes with me everywhere I go. But this time I didn't take him with me, so anyways, someone grabbed him, and I saw him, and I was just shaking up. Like, it was a whole, like, you know, I'm pretty sure you'd figure out what I was going through. You know, like, I'm not sure everyone's gone through that, but it was a really extreme situation. I know a lot of people that were going through fires and stuff, and maybe not as close as that feeling because your whole house is burnt down, but for me this was like a really big thing. I never had this never had this happen to me. This is like 1 in a million, and I live in a small town. I'm just like, of course it's me. But anyway, so at first I couldn't go in the house or my apartment, obviously. I had to wait. I was just devastated, crying. I kept crying and crying. Everyone here was like giving me hugs and like being super supportive and everything. And there was this cop. He was like best cop I've ever met, and he's like hella badass. I see him still to this day. Like, he stops and like he helps people. Like, he's that cop. Get out of his car to help an old lady cross the road. Like, he's a sweetheart. He's Jesus pretty much in my eyes. Like, he's so sweet. He's so cool. So okay, that's a little bit much, but like, he really is a really good cop. Like, you don't meet many good cops sometimes, you know. So he was really supportive. He actually eventually, when I was able to go into my apartment, because I had to make sure it wasn't going to collapse because it was a 2-story, and the rest of the apartments were perfectly fine. It was just mine, and my little room was just destroyed. This truck destroyed my room. Like, I don't know how the fuck he did that, but it was like magic in there. It was just like gone. Like, it was so funny because, like, it's not funny. It's funny now because I kind of have accepted it, and that, you know, things have worked out. I have renter insurance, so, you know, things are gonna be fine. So anyhow, but I was looking at my dresser and still trying to be funny, even though this was like a day after. Like, my dresser was like completely gone. Like, it looked like it just like exploded. Like, I was like, wasn't there a dresser here? Like, where is it? It was gone. It was just like pieces. I'm like, how does it do that? Like, why does it, like, it looked like it got exploded or something. It was so weird. And then like my desk too was like a really big glass desk, and it was like white, and it was really pretty, and whew, I love that desk. I still actually can get it again. It's still in Ashley's Furnitures, and I fucking love that desk so much. It was so beautiful. If you know what desk I'm talking about, which I highly doubt anyone will say anything, because yeah, I only have like 12 people on here, and I don't think half of you even watch any of my stuff, and that's okay. I'm content with that. What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, there's just everything's broken and blah blah blah. So yeah, when I eventually got to go in, I was able to get food and like the things out in the living room, because the living room was fine. My sunroom we really couldn't go into because his room was right next to mine, and his got a little cut off, but it was really just his closet area, so it wasn't that bad. Ugh, excuse me. I'm gonna drink something. I'm thirsty. Hold on. Yeah, I know, my Starbucks addiction. I think that's like everyone though. Oh, my back, sorry. I'm sitting like this. And these pants are so freaking tight. Actually, I want to show you my pants. Pants! So Fashion Nova. I'm like, I love Fashion Nova. It's like, I love it. I'm okay. Yeah. Anyways, I'll brag. What's English? Like, what the fuck's wrong with me? I would rave about Fashion Nova for day on. Like, what is English? Okay, I'm done. I can't speak at all, but okay, I'm done talking about Fashion Nova because I sound stupid. Okay, so I'm getting excited, so I start talking fast and I have to breathe. So anyways, yeah, he let me in, blah, blah, I got stuff. And the first night was probably the hardest. And I got a room. I was able to like release and like really cry, because I don't like crying in front of people. I mean, I did, because I couldn't hold it back. And I really don't like attention. I don't like being touched. Like, when I cry, I want to go cry in a corner by myself. And that's all I needed, was a good cry. The next day, I was still really sad. The whole situation was so overwhelming. And it was just a lot to take in. And, I mean, the process is still going on. There's a lot to it. Luckily enough, I have renter insurance and I'm almost done with it. So this whole thing is almost done. I actually have been looking for other places, because originally, like, I was supposed to move out of these apartments, and I've tried so hard, but I was having the hardest time. There are so many people that are already looking for places, and it's just been a really tough time finding a place. So, because I was really trying to stay on renting, but renting hasn't been kind to me, so I'm kind of good with renting. I kind of want to actually, like, maybe buy something. I've been saving money, so hopefully that will be in the future, or within the summer, hopefully. I've been looking around, and where I live in California, it's kind of a cheaper area, so it's like kind of a good situation for a family and stuff too. And the schools are pretty cool here. I mean, people in California are all a little crazy, so. But yeah, that's my story. If this gets anywhere, people are actually curious about what happened next, or anything more, or what my next step is, like, it's still going on. That's pretty much why I'm in a car right now, because, I mean, I live in another apartment, but the actual same building apartment, it's just a 1-bedroom, and it's like, it's very echoey, and the lighting's really shitty. It's just really bad, and that's why I'm just chilling in my car. But yeah, so a truck went through my apartment building, and that's something to check off my bucket list. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, I have a lot more stories, so if you're interested, let me know, and if anyone is interested in this at all, let me know. I can keep you guys up to date and let you know what happens, and maybe I'll get a good amount of money back from my renter insurance, because renter insurance is badass. Like, make sure you get insurance. Like, seriously, like, I've never said that. I'm gonna preach that now. I tell everyone now, I'm like, you get your fucking insurance. Like, you're gonna fucking be happy if anything happens. Never thought this would ever happen. Like, I never thought anything would happen. Like, crazy shit. So well, bye guys. I hope you enjoyed.